long time, South Africa has been synonymous with violent crime.
Most South Africans do fear home invasion.
Johannesburg, South Africa has an international reputation as a dangerous, divided and unstable place. In 2024, Johannesburg was ranked as the third highest African city for violent crime. Overall, crime is falling, but in the last year, rape, murder and carjackings have all increased.
Suspects are buying AK-47s off the street. The crime rate in South Africa is far higher than anywhere else in the world.
We're here to find out exactly how dangerous it can be and the reasons behind it.
Please tell me that's not blood. Steve?
Driving around the residential streets and suburbs of Johannesburg, you're struck by a very specific way of living. For those privileged enough to afford to live in an area like Houghton, personal security is at the forefront of their minds. Homes here are safely hidden behind 3-metre reinforced concrete walls topped with electrified barbed wire fencing, CCTV and laser beam alarms. You can't see people's front doors from the road, and you don't see many people walking around the neighbourhoods. This is very much the norm for the city. And this is who residents pay to protect them. A private security company. This is privileged behind-the-scenes access to one of Joburg's biggest firms. Yasin is taking us out on a patrol to show us the extent of the security problem in the city.
Here we are, we're driving around. Where are we going?
So we're heading into Johannesburg CBD, notorious Johannesburg. Our downtown Johannesburg is a absolute no-go area for tourists specifically. Tourists often get robbed in the Johannesburg CBD area. It's known for a lot of gang violence, known to be very, very unsafe. So we're heading into that area. It's just past peak time traffic.
Yasin's company mostly provides security for Joburg's most privileged citizens, but they also fill gaps that police resources can't cover.
Do you think the police are very overwhelmed?
Extremely overwhelmed. They can't keep up. The private security industry outnumbers the police by 8 to 1 currently.
8 to 1?
8 to 1. So private security industry is the largest employer in the country at the moment.
Just then, a call comes in over the radio.
Just put the lights on. Why have we just put the lights on?
I don't know what they're responding to. Let's see where we're going to.
Oh my god, run right along.
What's happening? Okay, copy. In progress. Okay. I'm going to hang back a little bit because I'm having a bulletproof here. So robbery in progress.
A robbery in progress. Shit. Sorry, excuse my language.
So we'll switch lights off because it's in progress.
Okay.
And we don't want them to shoot at us while they're driving out. But we're not far from there now.
What the fuck?
I'm fighting the urge to scream with excitement right now.
Okay, they're going. They're heading out, and they're heading out quick.
What's happening?
This guy's collecting money by force. I'm gonna die here.
Let me tell
I'm gonna die here. My life is in danger here.
I'm asking the old man, do you have a title deed of this house? The old man doesn't have a title deed.
But I was left.
So right now, the owner is nowhere to be found. You understand?
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. This is a
Civil
case.
matter.
Okay.
Sure. Sure, yes. Sure.
All right.
So what happened there, Yasin?
It seems like a civil issue. They're fighting for the house. The old man claims that he's in charge of the house there. But he called the police to say that it is an armed robbery. That's what he called the police to complain about.
Just to get their attention.
To respond.
Yeah, I mean that was nippy.
Yasin's company use all sorts of cutting-edge tech to combat a long list of incidents, from kidnapping and ransom demands to home invasion panic alarms.
I'm interested in a car that's been spotted that has the license plate in association with the kidnapping.
Correct.
Is that an open investigation, this specific kidnapping?
It's an open investigation.
So what's the next step here when this car...
So if this car hits, for example, in our operational area,
in your jurisdiction?
we respond.
Why is all of this stuff needed? Why is it unique to Joburg or South Africa?
The crime rate in South Africa is far higher than anywhere else in the world. And without the private security companies, there'll be absolutely, in some areas will be lawlessness, total lawlessness.
What do you think the overriding crime is at the moment? What is the biggest problem?
Well, I think just unemployment. There's so much of unemployment throughout the country. The mass is concentrated in Johannesburg, in Gauteng. We see crime rampant. There's certain areas where police just feel they fear for their own lives if they try and go into those areas.
I mean, what happens to the people who aren't able to afford private security?
You have to afford an alarm. Some might not be able to afford bodyguards. Others might not be able to afford an armed guard outside their place.
It's a tier system,
but,
really.
I mean, the basics you have to have. We live in a country where you can't go to bed with your windows open.
So I've done a lot of filming with police in the UK, and I'd say that they're not as prepared as these guys. They got just about everything you can kind of think of in terms of kit. I mean, all the weapons, just all the weapons. It's a different place. It's a completely different world over here. You know, the dangers, the threats, and what their kind of job is to do, and who pays them to do it, to protect them and to keep them safe is just incredible. So it's not like anywhere else. It's sort of reassuring and scary in equal measure, I think.
It just seems like the people who can afford it are the ones who are getting protected, and the people who can't are being left to fend for themselves in like a very big way. And again, this is just another example of the extreme wealth divide between the haves and the have-nots in South Africa and Johannesburg.
One of the biggest problems in downtown Joburg right now is hijacked buildings.
A lot of these buildings are now taken over by gangs that would rent out rooms. They'll basically split each apartment into rooms and rent those rooms out. These hijacked buildings would basically have a security guard there, and often they're kicking the owners of the property off the property so that they can continue collecting the rentals.
Really?
These lords would then link up illegal connections for water and electricity, and there's this ongoing court battle where the owners are frustrated and they abandon the building. And these buildings are now taken over by homeless, by gangs, by people that are renting it out illegally. This has become a major issue.
At the end of apartheid, the CBD, Central Business District, had become a no-go zone and a virtual ghost town. These days, it's full of abandoned buildings, built for commercial purposes, but now used by the city's poorest communities.
A lot of white people who had these big, gigantic buildings, they left the country because they had no confidence in South Africa. So they left these buildings empty. And what then happened is gangs would then hijack these buildings. But it was serving a purpose in the sense that people needed accommodation.
Today, we've arranged to visit one of the abandoned buildings in the notorious Hillbrow area, in the heart of the CBD.
I went to dinner with my godmother last night. I had to get an Uber there and I had to get an Uber back. It was great, had two lovely conversations with two lovely gentlemen. But then I said, oh, tomorrow I'm going to the CBD. And both of them turned around and went, you? And I was like, yeah. And they went, no, you're not. No, you're not going. Then one of them turned to me and he said, if someone tells you to run, you just run.
He's going to tell you to run. So here, that'll have to be you.
Like it does, I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't look great. It looks like there's been fire damage there as well.
This is Florence House. Sounds charming. It's not.
Juma?
Different vibe here to pretty much everywhere else we've been so far. Well, certainly in central Johannesburg, outside of the townships. I mean, this is much more like the township in terms of a vibe or a feel we're in. It's kind of, it's poverty, I guess that's what it is.
Welcome, guys. I'm taking flowers for you.
It's kind of dark.
Yeah, remember there's no electricity here. Right?
Yeah. Should I put a torch on? Are we okay?
Yeah, lighting. Are you gonna?
She can see her way, right? Please tell me that's not blood.
That's what I was thinking.
Steve?
Crossing fingers.
On the floor.
Why, what do you think it was?
Blood.
Blood. I mean, it looks like blood or shit. Do you think it's blood?
No, the way it's
Splattered and thick.
splattered, I think it looks like blood.
Oh, blood.
Yeah.
God.
I'm not getting close to it.
No.
Inside, it's like being an apocalyptic zombie first-person video game or a real-life escape room. It's utterly terrifying. We're told by a resident that gangs attempted to take control of the building back in 2017.
When the gangs came and you said that you fought them off, how did you do that?
Because as a community, who is the owner of the building?
You're the owner of the building.
When those one came in, they wanted us to pay rent to them. We told them we cannot pay rent to you because you are not the owner of the building. Yes, they tried to use force, but okay, we refused, we resisted.
Yeah.
And they cannot evict everybody because we refused to pay rent to them. So eventually they just left us alone.
They just gave up.
Yeah, they just gave up.
And they haven't been back since.
I know.
The building's power was switched off recently when the building's landlord just upped and left. Water is sporadic at best. Some days it runs from communal taps, others it just doesn't. Private buyers won't invest in the area and the government has all but written the place off. Around 200 people call this place their home, along with an unofficial orphanage. They all live in constant fear of gangs returning, and seemingly without much hope that things will improve.
This is terrible, like the conditions are horrendous, but I feel horrible saying that because, like, what right do I have? But you can't see your hand in front of your face. You can't, there's water everywhere, there's blood on the ground. It's like, and rooms are numbered, like, something out of, like, here, you can see it. 431, like it's numbered, like something out of some. It's like it feels like an apocalyptic wasteland.
So this water's from the rainwater, is it?
It's from the rainwater, yeah.
But I came to Florence maybe 6 years ago. It wasn't in as bad shape as it is. This has gotten worse, right?
Is it? Well, since the last time you were here?
Yeah, it's gotten considerably worse. This is how people live in this country, man.